We begin with very important news pertaining to all Metro students. Metro State has a new name and logo. The name change became official this week, and we are Metropolitan State University of Denver. Metro released a new logo as well. The Met Report went out on campus to see what students and faculty had to say. As a kickoff to the Christmas season, the annual Parade of Lights takes place downtown this weekend on Friday and Saturday nights. Starting at the Civic Center, the parade will make its way up 17th Street and return back down 15th Street. The sparkling lights, marching bands, floats, and delightful characters will once again wow hundreds of thousands. The parade begins at 8 p.m. on Friday and at 6 p.m. on Saturday. We hope to see you there. Every March, the Auraria campus holds its annual Clothesline Project. The purpose of the project is to bring awareness to interpersonal violence by decorating t-shirts. Everyone is welcome to decorate a shirt through the month of March. Coloradoans were disappointed to hear that Denver would not be considered as a host city for the 2022 Olympic Games. The decision came after 6 months of research by the Denver Olympic Exploratory Committee, which unanimously endorsed putting forth a bid to become a host city. However, the U.S. Olympic Committee rejected the recommendation. In the wake of an amazing basketball season, it can be hard to remember that yes, we do in fact have other sports going on right now, namely baseball and softball. Both teams were very busy as they hit Auraria Field last weekend. The Roadrunners played 2 doubleheaders this last weekend against Adams State College. The first set in Saturday did not turn out so well for our softball team, as the Grizzlies took the first game 8-2 and the second game 10-6. The One World, One Water Center for Urban Water Education and Stewardship is a new program starting this fall at MSU Denver. Through coursework, co-curricular events, and applied learning activities, this minor will help students become more aware and learn how to preserve one of life's most precious resources. Ballistic glass prevented the bullet from entering the White House. Pennsylvania authorities arrested Oscar Ramiro Ortega Hernandez after Secret Service and other police agencies found an assault rifle in an abandoned car just blocks away from the White House. Good news for all you astronomy fans out there. Progress is being made on a new telescope that will soon replace the Hubble. Ball Aerospace, located in Boulder, recently reached a huge milestone in this decade-long project. Take a look. This isn't the first time Denver has explored hosting the Olympics. Denver won the bid for the 1976 Olympics. However, voters rejected hosting the games for that year due to financial and economic concerns. With the ever-rising cost of tuition, a new tax should be the last thing on anybody's mind. But a new bill coming up in November could provide a glimmer of hope on the financial horizon. I'm right here in the middle of the Denver Center for Performing Arts Complex, right here in downtown Denver. Now, this place that you see around me just happens to be the largest collection of theaters under one roof in the entire world. To keep the Phoenix Center around, you can vote online by logging into your ConnectU account, or you can drop by the Tivoli in room 261 to let your voice be heard. On Auraria campus, I'm Benjamin Smith for the Met Report.
It's very clear we can't afford 4 more years like the last 4 years. That's why we're going to get change finally in Washington that the people of America deserve.
The thick of the campaign season is almost here, and presidential candidates are fighting for every vote.
This is the state to do it. I'm counting on Colorado.
Mitt Romney came to Devlin High School on Sunday, his first visit to Colorado in almost a month. The Massachusetts governor's speech was reflective on President Obama's from fixing the economy to improving education.
This is the nation that invented public education. We have to be the nation that lifts up the quality of our education. We know how to do it.
Speaking of public education, high school freshman Carter Mateer gave us his thoughts on the speech.
I thought he really hit some good points about how Obama he hasn't shown.
This promising political activist spent his summer making 10,000 phone calls with the hopes that Romney would visit his school.
And to know that I'm meeting him at my school, that's just unbelievable for me.
In a demographic where voter apathy is very common, this young high schooler showed that anyone can make their voice be heard.
I did those phone calls for my generation because I want to know at the end of the day that I did what I could when I could.
Benjamin Smith, The Met Report.
This way, he was going this way, and he was open carrying a what looked like a Beretta 9mm on his right hip.
Firearms and school, a combination that rarely goes together. But with several incidents taking place over the last month, the safety of students on campus is in question. Do you feel safe on Auraria campus?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
As of June 2012, Auraria does allow those with a concealed carry permit to have a gun on campus. To clarify this new policy, I spoke to Blaine Nixon, the spokesperson for the weapons policy on Auraria.
The Auraria board was forced to revisit that policy. It was officially adopted in June of 2012 to allow the carrying of concealed handguns explicitly only by those that had a valid and legal concealed carry permit.
Students are reacting to the possibility of guns on campus. Some expressed concern.
Just kind of puts a chill up my spine thinking about people running around here with guns in their pockets.
While others are starting to see how this is a necessity.
I'm switching to yes. Maybe I should be able to have a gun if I want it.
Metro student Anthony Haywood feels that with a gun presence on campus, crimes could be avoided.
Because I really do feel safer knowing that, there's at least one more person out there who could stop something if it started. A gun's just a tool. I think having a first responder on site is the best deterrent for, that kind of crime.
Ben Smith, The Met Report.
Because of drought and beetle kill and all this, we're nearing the end of this 300-year cycle, and Mother Nature is starting to clean house in a big way.
With over 3 million acres burned nationwide so far this year, this wildfire season is among the most destructive in history.
In fact, at one point we had half of the available responders in the United States, and 3/4 of the aircraft in the state of Colorado.
Even with over 19 years of experience fighting wildfires.
If you can reduce the risk on your particular home or cabin, it allows us to have a much better chance of saving it.
If you would prefer a more professional approach, there are fire mitigation services.
A lot of times it's just insurance driven. Other times it is they want to save their property and increase their chance of surviving a wildfire that comes through their community. The number one thing really is to get those grasses down and maintained.
Is to not let grass get overgrown, especially so close to the house. It's important to keep this grass cut and mowed up in the air. This reduces the risk of branches falling in the winter, drying out over the summer, and then becoming a fire hazard. Finally, remember to remove all debris from within 30 feet of the house, such as tree branches, sticks, pine needles, pine cones, and dead grass. But remember, the longer you wait to do this project, the more of a risk of fire danger we'll have on your house. For the Met Report, I'm Benjamin Smith. Take care, Colorado. The season. Well, that does it for this week's edition of the Met Report. For Kevin Hall, Leanna Duarte, Paula Ruelas, and the whole Met Report staff, I'm Benjamin Smith, and we'll see you on campus.